Nutter butter, last one.
Hello and welcome to the second episode of Good, Bad, or Bad Bad, the show where we watch terrible movies and tell you if you should too. I'm Brian Shilligo. I'm joined as always by Kyle Hinton. On today's episode of Good, Bad, or Bad Bad, we'll be watching Good Cop, Bad Cop, a film starring daytime TV star Lorenzo Lamas, or Lamas, or whatever his last name is. Let's get a little bit of info on this brilliant piece of cinematic history. So here's the tagline. It takes one to know one. Two worlds, one. Okay, there's two taglines. I'm not sure which ones. Good cop, bad cop. It takes one to know one. Two worlds, one border, no boundaries. So that's exciting. When retired cop Jake Kilcannon is lured into infiltrating the illegal operations of Chaparro. I don't remember how they say it in the movie.
You know Chaparro?
Mexico's most notorious drug lord, he discovers his enemy's strength is rooted in the powers of a deadly ancient legend, and all hell's about to break loose.
Just by that description, Brian,
yeah,
I'm sold. I'm sold.
That's why I bought it. Go ahead and give a little brief as you remember it of what happens in this
As
movie.
I remember it. All right, so we have this cop, this detective who is undercover and taking photos of this illegal drug operation. He is, within about 5 minutes, pretty much shot to death.
Chaparro? You're dead. No, Ramon. You are.
And then, what is not, I guess, is it LAPD or was it San Diego or something like that? Some border city, let's say that. It's probably
I think they're in like Texas or something, but I don't know.
But like, they said our undercover cop has been killed, so they go to Jack Kilcannon.
Jake Kilcannon. Get it right.
My bad. Who is apparently the best cop
They've
ever
had.
Ever
in the history of cops.
He's so damn good that he went into early retirement with full pension.
Yes.
The Laguna Salada? Well, how stupid was that? The federales won't even go out there. The renegades own that country.
We need to discuss his character. The introduction to his character is amazing.
It's a very interesting character to plop into like this sort of like shitty 90s like direct-to-DVD action movie.
He wakes up in a bed with Jack Daniels and a dog.
Yeah. As all great protagonists do.
It's like...
But they play the dog part as if it's a girl, but everybody knows it's not, like, because it's just a lump in the bed. Mm-hmm. And then he's like, come on, girl, get up, or something like that. And you're like, oh, it's the dog.
Yeah,
They're going to make this a joke. That's a dog.
And then he blows the dog whistle, and
the dog freaks out, right?
Yeah, it's great.
Setting up a later moment.
Oh, what?
The little foreshadowing with the dog whistle.
There's foreshadowing in this movie. Are you serious? There's foreshadowing?
Let's break this down. Let's
God.
break this right now and just kind of... This show's about terrible movies that are either good, bad, so terrible they're good, or just bad, and we figure out which is true. But this one kind of defies classification on our scale because it's neither and both.
It is shitty production meets unbelievably fantastic first act writing.
Yeah, and actually the production, while not great,
it's
not terrible, and there are some well done stuff.
The writing in this film completely blew me away.
Especially the first first act of the movie.
It was fantastic.
Yeah, we were sitting there like 20 minutes into this movie,
just looking at each other, being like, "Is this seriously happening? Is
like
this movie,
what?
Is
Who
this
wrote
movie
this?
Making sense?
This makes sense, and like it's paced well,
Mm-hmm.
and it's quippy, and like there's funny part. We were like, what? This is like a good movie.
Everything written in there is not throwaway.
No.
Everything in there is there for a reason.
They have the lines and they set things up like the dog whistle and the fucking Nutter Butters, which we'll get to. There's so many things that get set up that actually pay off, which you're like, that's not supposed to happen in a movie like this. He's supposed to go kill people, and then it's supposed to end.
Be like Robo Vampire.
Yeah, it's supposed to be anything. It's just supposed to be a dumb action movie where a daytime soap opera star kills a bunch of people. Like, but it's kind of better than that for somehow, and we're not sure how that happened.
You mentioned the Olmecs. They lived in the Yucatan some 3,000 years ago. Created the very first North American civilization. Did you know that? Of course, they were cannibals, but nobody's perfect.
That kind of goes off the deep end towards the second half of the movie, and it loses some of its.
It just then
it does seem like they're like they started hitting a deadline at some point, and they're like, all right, we gotta get this moving.
I would have loved to have seen this completely done as it was intended, because clearly they took a left turn somewhere.
Yeah, somebody they like brought in. They were like, "This is making." I think what happened. There was a producer's like, "This is making too much sense. Bring in a different writer and director. We gotta make the second half. This has got to be a lot more dumb."
The first half of this film, I'm just gonna say it. I thought it was brilliant.
I don't know about brilliant. That might be a little strong, but it's good.
As far as like gruff cop films go, he could easily be Clint Eastwood.
Yeah, no, it's good. It's weird.
It's not what you think, Kilcannon. I was a little crazy as a kid. Fell in with the wrong crowd, messed up with drugs. Is that a crime?
Only in 50 states.
So Lorenzo Lamas actually does a great job as this character, and maybe he's a good actor. I don't watch daytime TV, so I have no idea any frame of reference on how good of an actor he is, but.
I feel like he watched Unforgiven a couple of times and was just decided to go from there.
He plays it just almost silly enough, not silly, but like
it's like MacGyver basically.
Yeah, and he's self-aware enough, but he's real gruff and but it works, and he's almost like he doesn't care that he's there, but it works so perfectly for his. I don't know. I think he lucked into it. It seems like almost like he just kind of like meh.
Yeah, except it's Kilcannon. 1L in Kill. What are the feds doing here?
Well, you throw a party at the beach, you never know who's gonna show up.
Hey, off the Bellas Parentis, bozo.
My flowers.
Jake, a word.
My flowers.
Other characters.
Yes.
Let's talk about the police lieutenant, was it, who brought him back in?
The captain, I believe. I think he's a captain.
That guy's a dick.
That guy's awesome. He's one of my other favorite characters in the movie because he's the perfect the cliche captain who's like, you're off the force, you're off the case, you're out of line.
Give me your badge.
Give me your badge. Give me your gun. You're off the case. He's just yelling at him the whole time.
That's great.
Smells like you've been swimming in this stuff.
Yeah, as a matter of fact.
God damn it, I had it up to here. I said discreet, remember?
Is that why you called in the FBI?
Wise up, Jake. This is an international incident, not some street corner dope deal. I got enough problems without you adding 2 more body bags to my caseload. You're off the case, off active duty. Go back to your books.
He shows up for literally one scene and just yells at him and tells him he's off the case.
And give me the goddamn badge. Gladly.
And then takes his badge or whatever.
I like his introduction because he's walking up Lorenzo Lamas' stairs.
This also pays off at the end.
And they pay off at the end.
But yeah, he's walking up the stairs to Kilcannon's place.
And it's just like falling through the steps.
Yeah, the steps are all like rickety
apart.
and just falling apart. And that does come back in the very final scene of the movie, which is great.
All right, so there's a hit on this very rich guy's. Was he an investor?
Yeah, he's like a banker. Investor. They call him a tech nerd.
There's a hit on his house, and they kidnapped him and murdered his ex-wife.
Yeah,
thinking that it was his current wife.
Yeah,
because they
that
were
gets
both wearing
revealed later.
Red dresses.
Yeah, there's 2 women wearing red dresses.
So we are then thrown into this woman who.
So then his current wife basically hires
but
Kilcannon.
it's like should she go to the police force first?
Initially it's part of the case, and then after he gets thrown off the case,
then she privately hires
him. Basically privately hires him to do it, to go figure out
I'm
who
really
took
confused
this guy.
by her character.
Sexual assault gets 7 to 10, and I'll buy the shysters to make it 20.
Get in.
Yeah, she's like Hispanic. No, it's blonde, isn't it?
Blonde?
Isn't she have blonde hair? Her hair looks so strange.
Yeah,
it distracted me every time she was on screen, and it shouldn't because she's a beautiful woman. and then she looks like she's wearing a wig, but she's not. It's very strange. I was like, I don't know what's going on with your situation.
And trying to track down who put this hit on her husband, they head to this strip club, Brian. And
oh yeah, there's a strip club
in the strip club. There's Hurley from Lost eating a bucket of chicken and watching strippers.
Yes. Oh, 100%. You're like, is that Hurley? And I was like, and then I saw, he's like, holy shit, that's Hurley. And he's eating fried chicken just like his character does. But it's not actually Hurley. The guy it's not actually
just
the guy
like
that plays it.
It's just like a 400-pound dude.
Yeah, with like curly, blonde, long, dark hair. And he's sitting there eating a bucket of chicken.
Yeah.
Which, if you watch Lost, Hurley eats a shit ton of chicken and then eventually buys a chicken restaurant because he loves it so much, I believe. I haven't seen it forever.
So terrible.
But it's 100% him. It was like, what the fuck? The Hurley is in this movie. It was so strange.
Hey, you! You ever go one-on-one with a police dog?
Oh yeah, like that dog's gonna rip my throat out?
That's your throat, Bobby. Your balls. Attack!
The next stripper that comes out sees Kilcannon and just books it out of there.
Yeah, she's like, fuck you.
Brian, who was that actress?
Did I forget who this person was? Is this somebody
That
we
is
know?
Lorenzo Lamas' wife.
Oh, that's right. That's right.
Lorenzo Lamas'
right.
wife is in this film. I don't know her full name.
It's like Tits
Tits McGee Lamas.
Tits McGilly Tits, I believe is her name.
I guarantee you they were like, well, she really wants to be in the film. Do we have any role for her? Could you play a stripper?
Well, she was in real life. She's a Playboy playmate, so it's not exactly a stretch. Yeah, exactly. It's right in her wheelhouse.
Basically, it takes them to pretty much the border where this organization or a cult, even somewhat.
It's a drug cartel who's pretending to be a cult to scare all the locals so they don't fuck with them. I think
basically
is what's going on.
People who are trying to get over the border, they scare the shit out of them and say, "Here, take these drugs."
They're using illegal immigrants to smuggle drugs into the U.S.
Yeah,
and they're forcing the immigrants to do this by like pretending they're some weird supernatural cult thing or something.
And Brian, what did they call this phenomenon?
I don't know, man. I don't remember this. What?
Black Dawn.
No, that's not what it was.
That's exactly what they called this. The phenomenon was Black Dawn. That's exactly what they called it.
I could have swore Black Dawn, and maybe I'm remembering incorrectly, but Black Dawn which is the original title of Good Cop, Bad Cop. We didn't mention. I don't know.
According to them, according to their little cult, Black Dawn is the event where the spirit of death goes about and hunts down evildoers. Yeah,
because what I thought it was. Oh God! Well, let's get this.
No,
is exciting.
Let's see.
We both came out with completely different. Because I don't remember that at all. I remember Black Dawn being when Lorenzo Lamas' character, when he was a DEA agent. They talk about like before the movie ever takes place when he was in that like part of that force doing shady shit.
That like Operation Black Dawn.
Yeah. Isn't that what it was? Wasn't it like Operation Black Dawn?
Maybe it was double meaning.
Maybe it was both.
Yeah.
Maybe because
as I recall, like they used the Mexican name for it, but then somebody like translated it.
Yeah. Sure. Maybe. I don't know. Doesn't. So, yeah, his character is into literature.
Say, Mac, why don't we get together when you're not so busy and talk great lit? Chaucer, Erasmus, Aquinas, Mickey Spillane.
Camus.
Camus, as in cow.
What's it about?
In a nutshell, man is pathetic and the universe absurd. Don't know where he got that idea.
Nutter Butters.
Nutter butter, last one.
And drinking, but not drinking, but like, cause at one point he's offered a drink, but doesn't take it. Yeah. Like he says he's giving it up.
Hey, drink your milk.
Oh, I'm not thirsty anymore.
But then early in the movie and later in the movie, he has bottles of Jack Daniels everywhere. Yeah. So it's a little inconsistent in that regard. But the Nutter Butters is what the important part is. He has a package of like 6 of them, like a normal Nutter Butter package.
How long does that normally last you?
About 5-10 minutes, until I'm done eating.
How long does it last, Lorenzo Lamas?
An hour and 40 minutes over the course of this whole movie,
Of
which
like
is like
6
over the
days
course
or
of like a
something like
week.
that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I wonder if the beats when he eats a cookie line up with like end of Act 1, end of Act 2, time for another cookie.
That's such a weird.
Because he literally there's like 4 distinct moments throughout the film where he eats a Nutter Butter, and he every time he eats it, holds it up so you can see that he's eating Nutter Butters. And they eventually come into play. They're not just there for like a weird character quirk.
Oh, if they were there because Nutter Butter paid to be in this movie.
I mean, who knows? But they literally wrote it into the plot because
let's just jump right to the.
It doesn't matter.
bad
We're not.
guy.
We're not gonna go through this whole garbage movie.
So the main bad guy at the end is in a mine shaft.
Yeah,
a mining
in the
facility.
dark because he's got the bad guy's got the night vision headset, so he lures Lorenzo Lamas into like a mine so that he can kill him.
As they're doing this little shootout, the main bad guy sees a dog. He picks up the dog and he throws it like down a flight of
This was
stairs.
the most random and ridiculous part of the. There was 2 parts. There's a part with a knife that we'll talk about, but this part was so random and ridiculous. They walk into a mine shaft or in the mine tunnel. And then all of a sudden, as they're shooting at each other, there's a dog.
Yeah.
Which there's no setup for why there's a dog there. There's just and it's a little like dog. It's not like a feral dog. It's like a little like Pomeranian or something.
And the bad guy just picks it up and chucks it.
And then they don't address it until later. It comes back. But when it happened, we were like, "What just happened? Why did he just? He's shooting at our good guy, sees the dog, picks it up, and I thought he literally was just like. So we were like, this guy's really a bad guy. He just took that dog and threw it off a cliff. Like, I had no idea.
It's like reverse Save the Cat.
He just picks up a dog and just chucks it down a mine shaft, and then the scene continues. It was so weird.
But Lorenzo Lamas, he tries to use his dog whistle, which has worked previously in tricking those helmets into misreading or hurting the villains.
Yeah.
He drops it.
Yeah.
He gets in a situation where he can't use it. So he gets out the Nutter Butter package, which is all gone except for, I guess,
one Nutter Butter, I believe.
One Nutter Butter?
Or no, it might even be empty. I don't know. But I thought there was one.
Regardless, he puts it down on the ground, and the dog starts getting
But
at it.
they set it up, they pay it off this way, because we go into like a first-person mode. It turns into like the end of Silence of the Lambs, where it's like when Buffalo Bill's chasing her around
Clarice.
the basement. Yeah, chasing Clarice around the basement in like night vision mode. It's like exactly that.
So he hears like panting, and he thinks that's
So the bad guy hears this dog pant, or not dog. We don't know it's a dog. He just hears breathing.
Yeah, and so he's like, "That's got to be him." That's him. And so he goes around with his silver-plated shotgun, and then he's like sees the dog, and he's like, "Oh shit!" And then Lorenzo Lamas pops out from behind him and
Bam!
just right in the back.
Shoots him right in the back.
I was
kills
like
him.
fucking livid at that moment. I was like, "Yes, baby, he did it!"
Fucking murdered the shit out of that guy.
Didn't have to do like Arnold Schwarzenegger. I'm gonna mow down 40 people.
Nope.
Thing. It's just some guy with a package of Nutter Butter.
Just use the Nutter Butter and a dog to save the day, a la MacGyver. But then he shoots the guy in the back, so it's a little different.
Oh no. You are not thinking.
I still got 1 bullet left.
So they're at this hideout. There's this hideout where all the drug cartel hangs out. And in the very first scene of the movie, this is a random thing. I thought it was really funny though. In like the very first scene of the movie, when they kill that guy, they kill him where they end up using this place as a hideout. They shoot the shit out of him with a shotgun. Later in the movie, we come back to this location, I'm assuming this is like weeks later.
Yeah.
And they pan across the same room it was in. And the blood is still on the wall from when they murdered
nobody
this
bothered
guy.
cleaning it up.
Not even a little bit. It's just completely. And you know why I think this is? It's not because nobody bothered cleaning it up. I think it's because when they shot the movie, they shot that scene, and they only had like 2 or 3 days to shoot the whole movie in this location.
Yeah.
So they're like, we don't have time to clean it. We got to keep going. Let's go. Just left it on the wall. Eventually, it all. Spoiler: the old white guy who got kidnapped is in on it. And intentionally got kidnapped and actually tried to get them to kill his wife because she knew about stuff.
But they ended up killing.
But they killed the wrong
ex-wife
person because they were both wearing red dresses. So we get to the end of the movie, or towards the end, before the actual end. There's like they're doing this weird cult
ritual
thing. To I don't know why they're doing it, but so her husband, the old guy, comes in wearing like a cloak. All right, they like put him in a cloak, and he's gonna become like the head of the cult or something, and he has to do this by sacrificing this girl. Again, this plot it's so out of control at the end; it just doesn't make any sense. But so he has to kill his ex or his wife, and he walks out of the room with the cloak on, and there's all the members of the drug cartel are standing around in the room, and one of the guys in the drug cartel just starts laughing. Because it's just some old white guy. I guess that's why he's laughing.
Yeah.
He's like, he calls him some title.
Oh,
and then one of the Mexican guys is like, nah. And just hard cut, they cut back to the main bad guy. He pulls a knife out of his boot and just throws it into the dude's chest and murders him.
Murders the shit out of him.
And he just dies. And then they just continue on. It's just like
nothing happened.
Wait, what?
Yeah. Oh, man. Oh, that was one of my favorite parts of the movie.
That was so good. It was so good. Also in that scene, Adam Duritz makes a cameo.
What?
I want to talk about one random thing that I absolutely love in this film. After he murders and breaks into the drug cartel place, he's going to save the female lead in this movie who's tied to a thing going to be sacrificed. He goes to save her, and he's literally just murdered like hundreds of people. But it's a real good time to slide down a banister. It's like a little kid.
Like, what the
it's such
fuck
a
is
random,
going on?
silly
Yeah,
moment. I was like, why did that just happen? He's just like, whoop, coming in to save the day.
Brian, the ladder.
The ladder.
The ladder.
So early in the movie, when they break into his apartment, or not break into his apartment, when the cops come to see him, his thing breaks.
Yeah. Well, let's break this down first, because his apartment was broken into by Hurley from Lost and a couple other people.
Right, and he
one
kills
of which he shoots, and then the guy starts continuously raging with a knife.
Oh God, he shoots that guy like 8 times.
Yeah, it just blows the living shit out of him.
I was like, how did this guy?
And the guy's like still raging and
like,
standing there.
Anyway, so his stairs are broken, and he gets out of his apartment. He needs to get back into his apartment, so he steals a ladder from a cop passing by.
Yeah.
And it's such a perfect, like, I felt like that scene encapsulated his character and how perfectly he played his character. That scene is so weird, or that little part of that scene is so weird and random, but it works and it's funny, and like he plays it perfect. And I was like, I'm on board with this movie because of this. It's so perfect. It's weird, but it works.
You. Hey.
Hey, Kilcannon.
Come here.
No.
How am I supposed to get home?
It's your problem. It's the private property, Kilcannon.
Give me that.
Hey, get away from me.
So, let's sum up this one, because this is a tough one. This is a weird one.
It was good up until about halfway through, and then they got into that stupid cult thing.
Yeah, and then it kind of went on. It took a left turn and went into nowhere land.
I'm gonna say writing and character alone good bad. I loved it.
Not even good bad. Here's where I'm going with it. I'm gonna go good bad, but not in like the normal way we would go good bad. I'm gonna say it's good / also bad. It's literally both. It's not like the first half of the movie is just good. Like it's just or not even half, maybe the first quarter or third of the movie. It's just good. Like it's just I was just like I'm enjoying this. It's paced well. It's written well. It's funny. It's an interesting character. I want to know what happens in this story. And then at some point it just becomes. But then they're like But in the second half of the bad part, there's actually good bad moments.
Yeah.
So there is moments. So like, just watch the first part to like enjoy it and be like, oh, this is good. This is funny. This is good writing. And then watch the second half because then you can laugh at it because it has those moments. So it's both good and good bad and bad bad. This movie is the alpha and the omega. This movie is everything. This movie is love. This movie is life. Good cop, bad cop. Starring Lorenzo Lamas.
And remember, people, this may or may not have been brought to you by Nutter Butter.
I only got one Nutter Butter left. So until next time, keep eating Nutter Butters.